Sweet.
What's going on, everyone? It is your boy Thriller, and we are here for the first of hopefully many of the BBL, the Bandless Battlers interviews. And I'm going to go my best to try to get as many coaches on here as I possibly can to talk with them, hang out, get to know them. I've actually gone all the way out to answer questions, have questions ready to go. So we're looking professional. Lit. But the first guest I decided to have on here is none other than my main man here, the one I will be assisting and making sure he wins this season because he's got the best damn mocker in the building right now. My goat, my brother. Please, everyone, welcome Jason, aka DyeItTight. How's it going, man?
What's going on, my fellows? It's your boy DyeItTight here.
So yeah,
What's
man,
up?
it's really awesome to have you here. I decided to make Jason the first guest because we're running mocks for his week one, which he's going to actually be playing a small bit early per se, just because America plus Canada, not the best time zone difference, so
Yep,
it's definitely going to be tough for him here. But first and foremost, Jason, my main man, how you doing today?
doing well. Just chilling. Just got home from work, so just hanging out.
Quite curious, what do you do for work?
I run I run a procurement team at an IT company, so I do like buying and sourcing and inventory and all that fun stuff. So then I come home and play Pokemon.
I'm not gonna lie, didn't see you as an IT guy. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't actually work like in the field of it. I just assist out. I'm in like the back end support.
Wow. So our first question for you, Jason, is what made you want to do this season? Like, were you really interested in wanting to try Ubers? Did you know like this was a great opportunity to battle some of the best in the business? But like, what overall intrigued you to want to be a part of BBL this season?
Definitely what you said about Ubers. I took about a year and a half break from Pokemon. And I got into it, and I've only really played standard, so didn't really know what I wanted to do. Been playing a lot of standard, and I really wanted to play low tier, but I had just come into it. I didn't want to commit to two leagues, so I just stuck with BBRD League just to get into something. And then Ubers opened up, and I've always traditionally liked Ubers. Um, so I really wanted to play that. I really wanted to play a different format in Gen 9, because now I've played Nat Decks, standard with no Terra, standard with low tier Terra, standard with any Terra, and now Ubers.
That's awesome, man. I mean, I've had my fair share of Uber's experiences. I don't you remember a long time ago, Panther opened up a one-time Uber's league because I think it was to pay tribute to someone, but that fund went into being fake and caused an
Mm.
issue there. But I remember I took over a team for a friend that he already had one loss, but when I took over the team, I went undefeated with Big Daddy Zygarde complete. Like that mon was damn near busted for me every time I've done it. I've done
Oh
a
yeah,
few other Uber's leagues, so it's just been a lot of fun.
yeah. Zygarde Complete sounds like a really fun Pokemon.
If only he was in
I
the
don't think I
game.
ever got to use it. I know
But Legends EA, he might make his return.
he might.
I've always been curious, what has made good little cute little pupper Rockruff's Lycanroc the mascot for you? What about him has solidified himself as like this is the one that represents me?
Yeah. Um. Honestly, I love Gen 7. The decks, not really the games a lot, but Rockruff just always called out to me. I loved Lycanroc. I loved its different forms. It was just really cute. I wanted like a new mascot. It also became my team mascot of the New Britain Rockruff because I'm right near the New Britain Rock Cats. So as soon as I get a chance to make my own team, um, that was the team I picked, and so I started to really like Rockruff. My old mascot used to be Apom for anyone who might remember randomly. And the reason I had Apom for a while was that was the first plush I had gotten. My dad had surprised me with it, and so after that I just loved Apom. So used that for a while, and then I started getting behind the New Britain Rockruff and just loving the logo of it, loving him, and then I just eventually got to a point where I was like, Rockruff kind of is the goat.
I mean, he is the cutest pupper. I mean, look at his face. Can you say no to that face?
Exactly,
So, when it comes to
exactly.
draft, you have had the honor of playing against a lot of great talents, and you have a chance to face off some against the bigger names this upcoming season. I want you to know, like, from the whether it's from the past that maybe you didn't get an opportunity to, or maybe the chance you can now. who is like that number one guy or girl or whoever that you dreamed of facing before you end your draft league career in who knows in somewhat future? Like, who's the dream opponent?
Yeah. So yeah, I probably have two answers. I would say one, it's always cool to play Joey. He's someone that I've always loved watching. He's someone I've watched forever. So being able to play him, and then someone else is Viz. I look at Viz as like one of the higher tier people. Again, I also look at Joey that way. So there's no shade that way. But Viz is someone who I look at that I've looked at as just like one of the highest levels of competition. So I'd love to play against him, and I'd love to get a chance to play both of them.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's this will be a slight spoiler for you guys. Unfortunately, we don't get to face Joey, which I think is a robbed opportunity. Owen, you rigged the schedule for him. I can't believe you did
Owen
this to
rigged
Jason.
it.
I think we face Viz this season, don't we?
We do not.
Oh,
We do not.
Owen, why are you rigging this for Jason, man? Come on.
I know. But there are some really cool guys that I get to play. Like I can't tell you when I've ever played. I don't think I've ever played Marcus, or I don't remember. I get to play a lot of goons. Like I haven't played John Jr. in forever, and
Oh,
he's one of my best friends. Um, Duckle is someone who I don't remember. I must have played him. I don't think I played him in Gen 8. It would have been in Gen 7. I haven't played Kyle A since he turn one swept me in APA playoffs with a uh, lead power trip Como. I mean, he smoked me with a Como. No, it was Incineroar. It was
I'm gonna
Incineroar. I had
say
a
Power
Como.
Trip
He had
sounds more
power trip.
incinerator if anything.
Yeah. Yep. And then there's like Nexus, who I used to help mock a lot. Still probably will. So then we finally get to battle each other. But then there's also some really cool names like the Goons, who I'm friends with, like Dell, Ant, Keegan, Amel, like all these people I love playing again because again I haven't played them in forever.
Oh yeah, like I'm actually super excited for out of all the people you're facing, Nexus and John for me are like my number two matchups. I am super looking
Yeah.
forward to you facing because I literally don't ever remember John facing you all the times I've seen his videos. And you versus
Yep.
Nexus, I can hear Nexus going like, "What kind of wicked shit is this he doing?" Just
Yep.
seeing him reacting the way he does is just gonna be funny.
Yeah, man. I'm super excited.
So this is up to you. I do have your team as like the you already have. I haven't shown anyone yet, but if it's like, it's up to you if you
Mm.
want to show it or talk about your Ubers and stuff like that, which is up to you. But in terms of like whether you want to spoil your team or not, how did you decide you wanted to build this team? Like, what were you like? Were you going for the one Uber, the two Ubers, and if you were going for the two Ubers, what was the thought strategy of going for the two Ubers for your team this season?
Yeah. So I'll talk about it a little bit without spoiling too much. But I got a like a mid to end pick. Would I have a
I think you had.
14
I'm
or
gonna say you had like
16?
the you're the
16.
yeah. I was gonna say 15 or 16 was your pick.
Yep. So I would have loved if uh like a one Uber Pokemon would have fallen to me. Like if like Calyx would have fallen to me at 16, I would have loved it. Um, but realistically, I knew that I was going to be getting either a gold and a bronze or two silvers or a silver and a bronze. So I went into that with that expectation. Um, and the goal was just to get the best mons there. So I took the two Ubers that I thought meshed well together into a Terra round three that could just bring them all together. And then after that, my goal, and this is a drafting strategy I've been learning from Kaz, so I might botch it a little bit, but he's been helping me a lot, so shout out to him. Um, one of the strategies I had was take a screenshot of the top threats of the generation. And Uber's a little bit harder because you add in four more tiers of new Pokemon. Or stronger Pokemon. And so what it was, can I check them? And so some you don't like. You traditionally check if you check one. Like if you um, check Giratina normal, you can obviously check Giratina origin and like shit like that. Where normally you can take on if you can take on one, you can take on the other realistically. Um, and so that was the game plan. And same thing with like Torn T. Like realistically, if you could take on Terra Torn T, you can take on anything that kind of has his type of ability. Um, and so I went into checking it. So I had grabbed some um, Pokemon that don't necessarily look fantastic on paper together. It doesn't look like they all cover each other. But the goal was that at any point I was drafting to check specific things. Like I wasn't drafting to make sure I had a Dragon Resist. I was drafting to make sure I had a Kyurem White, Palkia Origin, Dialga Origin, Giratina. check in. Like that was my goal of this.
That's cool, man. So speaking of Kaz, real quick, we're gonna actually skip a couple of questions ahead because I found this was a really funny question that I think we should confirm for the people. Would you say you, me, and Kaz are the Three Musketeers? You're the player, I'm the head mocker, and he's your head planner.
It's got to be. Yeah, I mean, Kaz is he always jokes that he has stocks in the Minnesota Lichen Wolves. Um, yeah, that guy's fantastic. He's always willing to help. Um and there are times that he'll just take the wheel and step in and help me, but there's also a lot of times that he's pushing me and helping me understand like what I'm doing. Like one of the things we're looking at for Dell, um, bringing like two sets that are vaguely similar. And one of the things he had said was like, I don't think we need them, but like this is why, and like this is how you should be thinking. So like everything's a learning opportunity where he's showing me through it. He's not just doing and just like unplugging my controller and taking the lead. So it's definitely been cool.
Yeah, definitely how I've been with my mocks. I always try to bring, even if I bring the same Pokemon, I try to change up the sets a little bit because they're more of the common type of sets I think match up well for you. Like, and one of the mons I prepped for, one was a specs variant, one was a setup variant. I won't say which mon, so that
Yeah.
way it doesn't spoil the matchup. But basically, it was the type of versions I could see either set being run. It's because it looked better in the matchup.
Yeah.
So for you so far, whether it's been your past experiences before your break and then your current moments of draft right now, what has been your overall favorite draft? I mean, memory of draft that you can remember?
Oh god. Honestly, my crash team was really cool. That was my most recent championship team. Videos up, shameless plug. But one of the coolest things that like I enjoy is just having brain dead win, like the ability to win brain dead. So like I had on this team Mega Medicham, Zeraora, King Gambit, Latios, Aegislash, Crocodile, Reverum, which King Gambit was Terra Fairy, Reverum was Free Terra. Then we had Blastoise, Beware, and Eldegoss. Don't ignore Beware and Eldegoss for winning, but like all these Pokemon had just like random abilities to win at any point. Like you could just fear a smash Blastoise in the back. There's also shit like Weakness Policy, Aegislash, or just like Specs or Bandit did really well. King Gambit's obviously a threat with Fallen. What's its
Supreme
ability?
Overlord.
Supreme Overlord. Thank you. Mega Medicham is obviously just a smoke machine. Latios can sit there, Calm Mind or Sub or Dragon Dance. Like there was a lot of heat on that team.
Oh, yeah,
I
this
also
is.
did really like.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I also really liked my BBR main team. I didn't do the best with it. I went 2-6, but I still really loved the way it all worked together. I think um, this was just like a learning curve with me of just like visualizing my building and like I know I went 2-6, but this I feel like I grew the most using this team, um, and it really opened up a lot of my playstyle. And again, 2-6 is tough because it's not a winning season, but I felt like I performed very well with this team, and it actually helped me set myself up for where I am.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think if you can at least feel proud of your season, that's all that matters. And I think when we look back at some of those games, you definitely got unlucky in a couple of them, and then a couple of them you just honestly got smoked. But I
Yeah,
think it still could have been
exactly.
a decent shot for us. We should have won versus Amel. Curse you, RNG. Come on, Team
Yes, sir.
DyeItTight was there to win it, man.
Exactly. Versus Amo versus Keegan, missing like again 3 or 4 whirlpools.
Keegan literally got lucky for you. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's what it is.
Yep.
Again, we're hoping that we build in a way that we don't have to worry about luck. Like, and that's been my hope. Like, how do you build in a way that, and again, sometimes it's unavoidable. Like, especially in Ubers, that you realistically, I don't have 12. I don't have 3 checks to Calyrex Ice. I am going to pretty much have one. Realistically, I could try to build another one. So, like, if I have one check and he gets crit, like, it's not going to be great for me. So,
Oh yeah, I remember how Kurt was when he took over for D-Ray's team like a long time ago with the seasons. He didn't have really a
yep,
Kelly Rex ice check. He got
yep,
body bagged by Platinum Hour.
yep, exactly.
Yeah, so and with all the draft talk, let's go ahead and just get into the one of the big questions here. What was your big inspiration to do draft? Like, was it watching people like Joey, A Drive, and all them, or was there just like something about just you randomly saw it and like, boom, I need to play this. This looks like fun. This gets me competitive. I want to do it.
Yeah. So I've always liked Pokemon. funny enough, I had taken a huge break from Pokemon. If you ever ask me what my least favorite gen is, it's Gen 5. It's a very um hot
Damn.
take. That was the those are the games I just stopped playing. I just didn't enjoy it anymore, and then I came back for Gen 6. But during that time, I had been heavy into doing like Minecraft and a bunch of those videos on YouTube. And again, there's still a bunch of old ones on my channel. But at one point, one of the guys I was playing Minecraft with, it's like you should try this just random thing, and I was willing to. I stepped into it, and I found it. It was a lot of fun. It was just fun playing against like it was fun playing Pokemon against each other, and it was a cool strategy game. So then I had ended up randomly meeting like Shayquaza, JB Westside, Cowpat, Doomshroom, and they got me into like a couple leagues. And I actually don't remember watching that many people. I think I remember watching what was before WBE.
There was MPA. There
Um,
was
what was the one that Shady played in? GBA.
GBA,
I remember watching.
UCL.
Yep, I remember watching UCL and GPA and really loving that. And then I went to like I started making videos of just my games on Showdown, and I was like, I really want to get into this. And so that's when I think I'd met Sock at one point, and that's how got into PCL. But I started doing videos of like um, I think the league was called like PCP. Then I was doing IPL and just random things I was doing, and it was definitely very interesting, and it definitely was not very good looking back at it. But then I won my first championship, and I was like, great, I want to do this on. I remember wanting to do it on Wi-Fi, and I remember I did a draft, and I made sure I picked Pokemon that I had in my box because I didn't know how to gen, and so I didn't do any EVs. I would just and I had Mega Metagross, and I just gave them moves, and I just ran with it. Like it was just I had Mega Metagross, give it fucking Meteor Mash, Bullet Punch, Earthquake, and send Headbutt, and let's just run into a battle. And like that's what I was doing.
Oh yeah, man. I remember because back in the day when I first started, I was just that guy that knew kind of how you could do the genning with either a genner or the gen. Like there were some gen bots that kind of, but with mostly
Yep.
genners and servers, and I used to do that all the time. When I first started, I was just max guy. I would never strategically EV invested or anything like that. It wasn't until when I watched A Drive when before he had his first kid and he was
Yep.
showing him his Twitch league that he was doing and he actually showed how you do like speed calcs and stuff. And that's when like for me, I felt like I started getting even better at draft. And when I started to actually
Yeah.
like this is how you learn how to do it, and this is how you get the stuff done. Because it actually became a lot more fun to build because I came up with so many creative stuff over the years.
Yeah. That's awesome.
All right. So, speaking of Terra, there's been a lot of leagues that have done so many different formats for Terra. There have been Terra captains with selected Terra types. There's been no Terra. There has been like three captains. There has been like free Terra with no Terra preview, free Terra with Terra preview. What is your overall opinion on Terra? Do you think Terra is a great mechanic, or do you think it's one of the shit mechanics?
Oh, this is hard. You're putting me in a position to get booed. Um, Honestly, the cop out answer is I don't really care. I don't ever fall one way in something. At the end of the day, it's just Pokemon for me, and I don't usually avoid anything. Like, um, I think low tier terror is interesting because it just makes Pokemon that normally aren't good better, and it doesn't really add a crazy amount. But like, I love to Dunsparce and or like Scrafty, and I love like making those Pokemon better. Um, in like an Uber setting, it's super annoying to go against someone with an Uber and then just like a random Terra Tornadus T. Um, like you go against I'm not spoiling any drafts because I don't know. So if I randomly just get this correct, I'm just him. But like going against like Mewtwo Terra Tornadus, like that sounds incredibly difficult to have to deal with, and like that's really hard. But then there's also some Terras that are just objectively better than others, and I don't know. Um, I'll play any format you put in front of me. I will take it as a challenge. I'll learn them. I don't. There's not much I won't play. So if I had to pick just one, um, I'd probably do. I'd probably do all Terra because I like that like one Terra captain. Um, that would probably be my final answer, gun to my head.
That I would personally agree. I feel like yeah, having two captains is nice. Like you get a one guaranteed and like the one funny one you can bring every other week. I just think when you get two mons that both benefit from Terra and you try to team prep with it every single week, and your opponent has the same thing with it, two solid mons that can both be Terra captains. I feel like the building's so hard. I personally have always believed that you just need one Terra captain and then you decide the format for it, really. And most times than not,
Yeah.
it would just probably be free Terra, you know, like I just think having
Yep.
one captain makes the building so much more easier than having those. Like
Yep.
I remember I had a team that had Avalug, Zepstrika, and Kolitzer, and all three were perfect Terra captains in every single match they could
Yep.
have done. And it was hard to pick a Terra each week because then if I was making them on my Terra captain, there were chances I wasn't bringing like Avalog Zepstrika or Kolitzer Zepstrika,
Yep.
stuff like that. So I think
Um,
as leagues should go in the future, I really think only one Terra captain should be like a mainstay
yeah.
for teams.
I will say um the only format that seems unfun is not Terra Preview. It just forces like when you get like three types no Terra Preview, I think it just forces unneeded 50-50s and like adds way too much um like it sticks away from like strategy of the game because at any point like I don't know which three Terra types you are out of the three, or if you're even gonna Terra, or like there's too much that goes into it. So I would say that like whatever it is, I prefer Terra Preview.
Yeah, I think Terra Preview usually is the better format, especially if like it's multiple Terra captains and stuff like that. At least you're gonna have a good advantage, and plus there's decent chances you'll see a lot of coaches bring two. Let's say out three, you have three captains, more chances you'll probably see two out of three each week, and then you're going to guess six Terra typings going through your head with that, and it's just a really hard time to get through.
Yeah.
So, with the
Yep.
talk about Terra, since it's from the Gen 9 format, what would you say regarding if it's, let's give like kind of two answers here from your experiences and what you saw. What do you think is the best Gen 9 Mon without Terra, and what do you think is been a Mon that benefits the most from Terra in Gen 9 that stands out?
Ooh, that's a good question. Non-Terra best mon, and is this like assuming like standard where like the top like Polt is banned and shit like that? Or like Polt, Curum Black, Spectrier, Qian Pao, Deoxys Speed, like those mons are all banned?
All right.
But are those mons all banned or are those in there?
Uh, we can just for the sake of it, because most leagues start
Okay.
first to started allowing Chin Pao, and then things like Chin Pao got banned a lot of the
Yeah.
time. Then
Yeah, so like or I guess I'll answer it twice with like the things that should be broken, like not getting into like Reshiram or like Giratina or Diak because that's when we're getting crazy. Like that's true Ubers. Um, but I would say um, Dragapult is probably the best in Gen 9 without Terra in a non Terra format. That Mon is just super annoying. Like its speed tier is fantastic. It can go physical or special, U turn, screens, infiltrator. Like that Mon is fucking disgusting. I don't know how we allowed it in Gen 8. That Mon was really good. Um, Pokemon I think that benefits the most from Terra is King Gambit. Um, that Mon is the fucking truth. Um, I almost said Tornadus T because that Mon is also really, really good. That one's right there with me. Um, but I think King Gambit's so good. The fact that it can come in and like be at quote unquote +5 with like Fallen, with Overlord, Superior Overload, I keep forgetting. That makes that mon so good. It is insane. That mon is incredible. Like, and then you force like you can go Terra Fairy on it. So then everything has to be afraid of clicking Iron Head or Poison Jab, and you just don't have to Terra. And like all you have to do is get the play right once, and you can SD. Um, it was really good on Natdix as well. I had knockoff on it. It loses a little bit losing knockoff, but like Cowtown is still fine. Just running sub on it and just like preventing 50-50s like sub sucker punch usually does really well.
yeah, my hot take is I think Dragapult is ass.
Mm,
So
that's fair.
I just haven't
Um,
enjoyed using it at all, and I think it's just mid. Like I can respect it's a great Pokemon and it has great usage, but I just feel like it's lackluster from what I've used with it experience. Like I
Yeah,
would never draft it round one. I would draft it round three if it was still there.
that's fair. Hey,
And
we all
King
got hot
Gambit, I really
takes.
wish I actually went with Team Gambit during the BBR Summer Scramble tour because I could have had that paired with Palafin, and I felt like that would have been disgusting to deal with, and that would have been really
Yeah, and again,
fun. But I mean, it's
Tornado's
Terra
T,
Superior, so I mean, Terra Superior
true.
seemed fun.
There's it is, and again, Torn T is right there. I might lean towards that one as well. Torn T was so good. It is Terra Tornadus is objectively the best lead I think in draft, I don't think there's a better lead than it because you can be whatever type you want. Um, and like, so you can be either that or flying. You can go Terra Blast flying, so you don't have to miss Hurricane or Bleak Wind. You have U turn, so you can get out of situations, so you can like always get your Terra off and U turn. Like, there's not often situations where you're scared to Terra and U turn. Like,
Oh yeah,
so yeah,
100%. If you guys want to see what he's talking about, you should check out his recent BBR Summer Scramble to Run. As you can see, like we have his YouTube channel pulled right here for you guys. Look at that graffiti art by the Rock Ruff. It's so cute and adorable. How can you not subscribe for that? Let's get Jason to
yes
3K
sir,
subs before the end of the year. I think he can hit it this year.
yeah man, my
So
big push. Trying to get monetized on YouTube, so any help gets me there. So
yeah, if you've catched every other stream that he gets to be a part of with the fellow goon squad that we have, he said he will show someone's balls for the right amount of money for this. So
I I have said that.
he's also tried to do it on John's stream one time.
Yes, sir.
So with New Year's coming around the corner here pretty soon, which is pretty shocking that we're getting almost to 2025, which is it's crazy how time has moved by so fast. Is there any goal slash anything you really want to do come the New Year's? Like, is there any resolutions or goals that are just meant that you want to try to break coming into the new year?
Yeah, biggest thing is working on getting monetized. I want to start stepping into content a little bit more. Um, I've been having fun streaming. Honestly, I've been doing a lot of Pokedoku. Like the shorts have just been a lot of fun. Just doing a stupid video here and there. Um, but then just making content. I think there's a lot of fun stuff that um my friends don't often get into because I'm the definitely the weird one in the group. But there's just some like random shit that I want to do that like actually Dax, the leader, had a really good idea that kind of fits like what I enjoy doing. And one of them was like interviewing with like Pokemon, but like have a friend role play as the Pokemon and like kind of do what you're doing now, but like having me pretend to be like a shitty Pokemon and shit like that and bringing people
I
on.
need to see this.
Um,
I need to see this.
So like there's stuff like that that I really want to like look at doing. Like one of my favorite videos on YouTube is Salty DK. Did I mess that up? Salty DK Dan. And he does a friend lock. And if you guys haven't seen that, you guys should definitely go check it out. But what he does um is it's called a friend lock. So any Pokemon he catches, a friend fully controls. So if I catch a Articuno, Thriller, your Articuno, and like you are only in call when you're in the party, and then like when you're out on the field, you're like, I want to click Ice Beam or I want to click Hurricane, or like I want to click U turn, and like you are fully in control.
That
And
sounds
like
like a
it is
lot of
so much
fun.
fun.
Also, I got the best
But
Gen
that's the
1
stuff.
bird.
Yes, 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 sir. Like, and that's the stuff I want to step in.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun, man. I could definitely see
Yeah.
Owen being like, I'm gonna use the talk shit button.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so when it comes to the whole draft league scene, and you've been around a lot of great players over the years, and will still eventually be around some of the best. In your current opinion, whether it's been in the past or it's currently right now, who do you think, besides yourself, is the best draft league player in the entire draft league scene?
Uh, but one, I definitely don't think it's me. And maybe this is just because I've seen the thinking, but like truly, like Kaz is one of the best people I've like. Just his thought process of going into a game. I've seen that dude 6-0 in a mock and then just toss it all out because he understands something bigger than it. Like he's someone who truly understands um the game, and he is just phenomenal. Um, I think Owen is probably close to one of the best battlers I know. His prep and his drafting definitely need work. He knows his drafting is his worst part, and he's getting way better at prepping. But his battling, he just like has this intuitive thing where he doesn't even need to say it out loud, and he just kind of sees every end game. He's really good at that. Who else is someone that I love, like watching or like again Viz. I can't like somehow Viz just never loses when like anytime I'm watching him, he is just like always smoking. It is insane how good he is.
I mean, he did just recently win the most recent season of the UMPL with a dominating
Yes, sir.
17 with Executor.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so Viz, he's definitely the guy that he'll just prep whatever the fuck he feels like and just have that chill vibe that whole time. And you can just feel so at ease and relaxed with.
Yep.
Well, this is going to start wrapping up here, but before we wrap up, if you would love to do any type of plugging, final words, or anything, the floor is yours, sir. Go ahead and say what you want to say.
Yeah, man. Just check out the channel. Feel free. Anything that um I can improve on, anything again, a sub is always appreciated. I'd love to hit my goals. So let me know if you guys have any content ideas. Feel free to hit um my DMs on Discord. If you guys are in the server with me, also make sure to if you guys want to help me out this season, hit me or Thriller up about joining the front office, and I could use all the help I could get with mocks or just any sort of just any help is appreciated and never required.
Yeah, if anyone wants to know, I will put a link down in the description for an invite for Jason's server. If you do feel interested to want to come out and hang out with the best front office gang, you go ahead and join us up. And definitely a link to Jason's YouTube will be down below. Please help my man get to 3K. He definitely deserves it. He's been on that grind lately. And in case anyone's wondering how me and Jason actually do know each other, Jason actually was requesting mocks back in the D League near, I think, like middle to near end of the season. I hit him up,
Yep.
and ever since and after I started smoking him in the DMs there with Mox, he was like, "This guy's the
Yes,
guy.
sir.
He knows what he's doing." So
Yes, sir.
me and Jason have been like hooked and clicked ever since that. I'm like his literally his right hand man when it comes to building. I have even built pretty much I've built Jason a team once. He made some small
Mhm.
tweaks with it, but he
Yep.
won with that team. So I know how this man can win, and I can build him a winning team. So everyone
Yes,
for
sir.
BBL, you better be ready because me and Jason are ready to take over this goddamn thing with our buddy Kaz on the side right there.
Yes, sir. Ski.
Yep. With that being said, guys, thank you all so much for watching. And Jason, thank you so much for being the first guest on the interviews. It was a pleasure to have you around.
Likewise. Thanks for having me, man.
All right. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Definitely check out everything about Jason down below. And with that, we'll see you guys next time. Until next time, everybody, goodbye.
Peace.